Hello, my name is Anonymous, and today I will be reading a story about a magical notebook. Once upon a time in a world much like ours, there lived a 15-year-old girl named Lina who loved to draw more than anything. Everywhere she went, she took her sketchbook and pencils, drawing on every available surface. At school, she would fill up the margins of her worksheets with doodles of her classmates. At the park, she drew pictures of dogs playing and walking and running and even birds flying overhead. Even when she accompanied her mom to the dentist, Lina couldn't resist sketching the instruments of pain and torture hanging from the walls. No wonder her parents often said, "Lina, why do you have to draw everything?" But Lina didn't mind. She simply loved capturing the world around her in her sketchbook. For her, drawing was more than just a hobby. It was a form of expression, a way to see the beauty in everyday life and a chance to let her imagination run wild. One Saturday, Lina and her mom went to Newark, a city not too far from where they lived. They planned to visit the monthly art market, hoping to find some unique supplies for Lina's art. After browsing through several tents filled with handmade jewelry, pottery, and paintings, they stopped by an old bookstore with yellowed window panes and faded red curtains. Inside, thousands of books lined the shelves, their spines whispering stories of bygone eras. Lina and her mom got lost in the labyrinths of books, discovering forgotten classics and hidden gems. As Lina reached for a well-worn copy of Anne of Green Gables, she noticed a small, dusty notebook tucked behind a stack of fairy tale books. It was bound in supple leather and adorned with an embossed design of vines and flowers. As she pulled it out, a note on the first page caught her eye. Written in elegant cursive script, it simply said, "Draw with care. What you sketch may soon appear." Lina chuckled. "Cute gimmick," she thought, rolling her eyes. She bought the notebook for $1 and hurried home, eager to show her mom her latest treasure. "Mom, look! A magic notebook!" she exclaimed, holding it up. Her mother smiled, ruffling Lina's hair. "A magic notebook, huh? Well, let's see what kind of magic it holds." Lina opened the blank first page and began to draw, completely unaware that her life was about to change in ways she never imagined. That evening, after dinner, Lina sat at her desk, the leather notebook open before her. The room was filled with the soft glow of the lamp, casting long shadows as she drew. With a pencil, she brought the image to life, capturing every detail: the crooked grin, the bushy eyebrows, and the oversized feet. When she finished, she looked at her drawing, a portrait of her grumpy math teacher, Mr. Williams, slipping on a banana peel. Mr. Williams was notorious for his strict demeanor and his inability to see beyond numbers and equations. He was the kind of teacher who made math seem like a daunting fortress and students feel like they were constantly under attack. Lina had always found him rather intimidating, and now she was having fun imagining him in a different light. The next day at school, Lina found herself giggling uncontrollably during math class. Visions of Mr. Williams slipping on a banana peel danced in her head. Just then, Mr. Williams entered the classroom, his face as impassive as a ruler, his gaze as sharp as a protractor. Lina quickly hid her smile, pretending to focus on her work. But her efforts were in vain. A loud crash echoed from the hallway, followed by a sheepish voice. "Whoops! Sorry about that." Curious, Lina and her classmates looked toward the door as Mr. Williams sheepishly entered. His usual stern expression was replaced by a flustered frown, and he was holding a banana peel in his hand. Class, I seem to have misplaced my coffee," he stammered, attempting to regain his composure. As if on cue, a coffee cup sailed through the air and landed on his head, soaking his hair. Mr. Williams froze, his eyes wide with surprise. The class erupted into giggles and whispers, but Lina couldn't help but burst out laughing. The sight of their usually imposing teacher reduced to a bumbling clown was too much for her. The following week, Lina decided to test her theory. While browsing through the bookstore, she came across a cookbook and grabbed it, flipping through its dog-eared pages until she found a recipe for chocolate chip cookies. Later that day, she drew a picture of her cat, Whiskers, donning a pair of sunglasses and dancing on the kitchen table. The cat in her drawing was identical to her real-life feline, down to the twitching tail and inquisitive green eyes. The only difference was a pair of aviator sunglasses perched atop Whiskers' head. The next morning, Lina awoke to the sound of birds chirping and the smell of freshly brewed coffee. She skipped downstairs to find her mother in the kitchen humming a cheerful tune. On the table sat a plate of warm chocolate chip cookies. One in particular caught Lina's eye, a cookie shaped like a cat wearing sunglasses and dancing. It was as if someone had taken her drawing and turned it into reality. Lina stared at the cookie in disbelief. Could this be the work of the mysterious notebook? She carefully bit into the cookie, its delicious flavor confirming what her heart already knew. This was no ordinary notebook. It had the power to bring her drawings to life. With this newfound understanding, Lina approached the notebook with caution. She was thrilled by its power, but also aware of the potential consequences of wielding such magic. Lina decided to use a notebook wisely, focusing on small, harmless creations that could bring joy without causing harm. Over the next few weeks, Lina's life became a delightful blend of reality and fantasy. Her days were filled with the magic of creation, bringing smiles to those around her. One afternoon, Lina's little brother, Leo, discovered the notebook hidden under her bed. Intrigued by its warm leather cover, he opened it and began to doodle. Without realizing the notebook's true nature, he drew a dinosaur and let his imagination run wild. Little did he know that his simple drawing was about to unleash chaos in their backyard. As Lina and her mother stepped outside, they were met with a sight that made their jaws drop. The garden gnome, which had been perched on the edge of the patio, was now lying on the ground, knocked over as if by a giant. But that was only the beginning. Emerging from behind the bushes was a small but very real Tyrannosaurus Rex, its sharp teeth bared in a ferocious snarl. Startled by the sudden appearance of the dinosaur, Lina and her mother screamed in unison. The T-Rex roared, sending birds scattering into the sky. Its keen eyes landed on the rows of tomato plants lining the fence, and it charged toward them, ready to devour the plump red fruits. In a flash, Lina understood what was happening. Her brother Leo had used a magic notebook, causing this prehistoric creature to materialize in their backyard. Acting quickly, Lina snatched the notebook from Leo and raced after the dinosaur, calling out, "Stop eating the zucchini." The T-Rex paused momentarily, tilting its head as if listening to her, then continued munching on the tomatoes. Frustrated, Lina tried reasoning with the dinosaur, but her words were lost in the creature's wild eyes. Sinking fast, Lina grabbed the garden hose, aiming the water at the dinosaur. The unexpected shower startled the T-Rex, causing it to thrash its tail in surprise. Taking advantage of the distraction, Lina crept closer, grabbing the notebook and drawing a bird flying away. With a start, the T-Rex shook itself, as if coming out of a dream, and lumbered back to the bushes. Relieved but shaken, Lina returned inside, clutching the notebook. The pages were glowing red, and a new warning message had appeared, written in the same elegant script as before. The more you draw, the more real the danger. Lina felt a chill run down her spine. She realized that each drawing brought not only magic but also a dose of peril. Her brother's innocent drawing had nearly turned their backyard into a prehistoric jungle. Now, holding the glowing notebook, Lina knew she had to make a choice. Should she continue using its magic for fun, or should she try to return it before any more trouble arose? Torn between the allure of limitless creativity and the responsibility of wielding such power, Lina grappled with her decision. The fate of her world, she realized, now rested in her hands and on the next page of the mysterious notebook. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.